Exciting day today, guys. Not only are we getting our rabbits, but we're also going to talk to a lady about some wool and deliver the last of our lamb meat to our customers. I just dropped the lamb meat off to our last customer. That went well. And now we're on our way to a fiber mill. How that came about, I was talking to John. We were trying to work out the details for our schedule today for meeting up and getting the rabbits. John had mentioned that he had to go to the fiber mill to pick up his wool that had been processed from his fin sheep. And he said, hey, you might want to come and learn about that. So we were heading on over to this fiber mill to check it out. We're here with Katie Gillis at a fiber mill where she's going to take a few minutes to show us exactly what happens from the point that the wool comes to the mill and how it comes out to be
roving or yarn.
Yes. So Katie, what's your background? How'd you get into doing this?
Well, I'm a knitter first, and then I learned to spin, and after I learned to spin wool into yarn, I wanted to go to the source and find the sheep that the wool came off of. And so I went to lots of different farms, and then Karen, who owns the mill here in Post Falls, she called me and asked if I wanted to come help out here. So I work here off and on just as a kind of hobby job and to help her get all this wool into an end product.
Cool. So let's go through the process. Okay, so the wool right here, this is how it comes to you.
It comes so straight off the sheep, it gets sheared. It comes in, we weigh it. It's usually dirty. Most people don't wash their own wool, but you can wash it. Wool has lanolin and all of that dirt and hay in it. So we bring it in, it comes in, it gets weighed. After it comes into us, we wash it. The washing is done off-site here. Once it comes back clean, it can go through the picker. This is the picker. I believe it's from 1960. It goes in this picker. The little picker things turn around. It goes through here. It's basically just pulling apart the wool from the locks, and then it blows into this screened room back here. And once we've got the whole fleece through there, then we go in and gather it back up and put it back into the bag.
So this is wool that has just gone through the picker.
Yep.
This is how it comes out.
That's how it comes out. It's all fluffed apart.
And what happens next?
So once it comes out of the picker, we put it onto this belt here. It gets sprayed with a conditioner while we're putting it through. These drums all spin. We put a little bit at a time, spread it out on the tray, and it goes through the carder and gets combed into long sheets of wool. This is the back of the carder. It starts at the front. It comes through the back. The carder is two different carders. The front half is from the early 1900s, and the back half is from the late 1800s or 1900s. So it comes through all of these drums, and it filters through here into this little hole here. It goes up over this ladder and across over our heads here to the back where the wool drops into like a big waterfall into these red barrels. So once it's in the barrels, we put it over here. We usually divide them up into 3 or 4 barrels to run either through these if it's roving or over the top if it's just the wool from the carder. It goes over the top here. It feeds into this machine which has little combs in here. These little combs, they draft the wool into a big long strand of fiber. So it goes through the combs, it spins around, and it comes out under here and it swirls like an ice cream cone. And it's spring loaded, so as it gets more full, the bottom of the barrel drops down. And once it's done in the barrel, that's roving. So once it's been roving, you usually run it through 2 or 3 times to get the right consistency in the roving. The roving gets put into piles in the back and threaded through here and then through these mechanisms to spin it into yarn. So this is a single ply. We can do 2 or 3 plies, so they get put up here and they get plied together to make 2 or 3 ply yarn.
This is Karen Goodson, and she's the proprietor here, and Karen is going to talk to us a little bit about how this process works as far as the business model. So essentially the raw wool comes in here and it gets processed, but is this for wholesale market, or where's this wool going when it's done?
So the people that come and use the mill are people that are raising their own sheep, and they want to do something with it. See if they can sell it to other people when it's processed. So they bring it here, we wash it, and we put it through the mill, and it becomes either carded bats for felters, or roving for the hand spinners, or yarn for the knitters, crocheters, weavers. And then we also can send out and have blankets woven too. So it's kind of an all-around depending on what people are looking for.
Okay. So the farmer who's raising the sheep can basically get you to process their wool. They get their wool back so they can sell it in a retail market versus having to sell it on the commodity market through distribution and all that, where they're not going to get nearly as much value for their work.
Right. Instead of sending their wool to the wool pool, which pays pennies on the dollar usually, you know, if they want to spend some more money and get it processed, then they have an end product.
Right.
So they can turn around and make some more money, and hopefully it at least covers their costs of raising the animals and gives them a little more room to play with.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, little buddy, we're almost there. Are you excited to get your rabbits?
Yes.
Do you have names picked out for them? Yeah, we'll work on that later. Hey, do you see the snow?
Yes.
There's snow on the ground here.
It gets thrown into here now.
Looks kind of slushy. Not really snow anymore.
Right.
What do you think?
Look like hail.
Looks like hail?
Yes.
There, get it. There you go. Got it?
What's on ice?
Okay. Now let me get this a little closer. Okay. All right.
Next one.
Put it there.
Let's catch the next one.
Do you want to open this?
Oh.
It sticks a little. You may have to help him with that, honey.
Oh.
We're just gonna keep her from getting out.
Him.
Him.
Uh-oh. We don't move this.
Yeah. All right.
Making my hand cool. I'll try for a while.
She did
One.
it.
I'll close that.
All right. Close it up. Got it? All right. There. Atta boy.
What is it?
We just got back home with the rabbits, and of course it is well after dark, so it's headlamp time. This is the female that I put in the newer cage, which is equipped with a feeder attached to this water up here. It doesn't feel like I have it on there right, but it's holding for now and she'll have access to water. I have fresh hay in there as well as a 2x6 and a 2x4 so she can get on that if she needs to get off of the wire. This is the buck. He's over here in the old cage, and the waterer that the shepherds gave me didn't come with the little clip-on device to hook it to the side of the cage. Ashley suggested that we just put a bowl of water in there just so he has something, so he did that. And he of course has a 2x6, a 2x4, and hay in there also. As you can tell, I decided to put them in the sheep shelter, not because my ewes need some company, although they seem rather interested in their new companions here. I didn't want to put them into the cattle panel greenhouse with the pullets. This hutch kit stand that I bought is really low to the ground. I was expecting it to be much taller, So with it being so low to the ground, my concern is that the pullets will just go up there to perch and they will be just defecating all over the rabbits there, and I don't really want that to happen. I'm just going to leave them out here in the shelter until we find a better solution for them. Hi Daisy, are you going to look after the bunnies? I'll leave you in charge of them, okay?